Bryce Hubbard, extra day. He'll go tomorrow. And we are underway tonight here in Tallahassee. Matt Schick alongside Roddy Jones, 6'3", 200-pounder on the mound. Facing Elijah Nunez. 2 for 3, a couple of strikeouts last night. That will be a familiar refrain. Any of these batters as we recap their efforts from last night. Yes, fouls that one away. Very interesting to see, Roddy, how this team responds. You mentioned what TCU did against Oklahoma State. That was a 13-3 shellacking in that game 1 of that series. They were able to come back with 2 straight wins to take that series.
And the similarities to last night in that game are striking. Last night, 2 hits. In that Oklahoma State game, 3 hits. Last night, 19 strikeouts. That Oklahoma State game, 14 strikeouts. So this team is used to shaking things like that off.
Yes. Little check swing to third. Lacey up with it, 1 away. And getting to this series, there's some cancellations, and TCU talked about, okay, I think Penn State was supposed to play. Like, he was going through in his mind, okay, I'm not sure how this came about, but we got the call. It's like, yeah, let's go. We usually will play have an off weekend where we'll play a very low, meaning could be a triple-digit RPI team that doesn't necessarily help you. And he said, well, we couldn't do that. Florida State had an opening, and TCU and Big 12 teams have openings mid-season. Conference slate, and it just worked out. He's kind of treating it as Kirk Saarloos is, as a regional trip to Tallahassee.
And it's interesting, Kirk Saarloos had never been to Tallahassee, never been to Dick Howser Stadium, so he was very excited about going to this historic venue.
Sacco had one of the 2 hits last night. Trying to get the first hit tonight, but instead, a nice play in right field. Jaime Ferrer with the catch for out number 2.
Ferrer looks like he has this track the entire time. This line drive is dipping and sort of looks like it's tailing away from Ferrer, but he's got it measured, and Carson Montgomery fired up. Good sign for TCU, though. You get a hard hit ball in the second batter of the game.
Now Braden Taylor, one of the fine sophomores in college baseball. First team All-American last year, freshman All-American, Big 12 freshman of the year, and second team All-Conference. Led the team in hits, home runs with 12, second in runs batted in for the Horned Frogs. Nearly hit him 1-1. Check that, 2-0.
Another thing about Braden Taylor that's really impressive, he's played great defense this year. He has played great defense this year over at third base. It's an area where he's really grown. Kirk Saarloos said that he was pretty good, but he's turned himself into an excellent defender.
Taylor to center. And the first hit of the game belongs Braden Taylor and TCU.
Good sign for TCU. Both the 2 and 3 hitters able to hit the ball hard. Tommy Sacco did not find dirt. Braden Taylor does. This is a really left-handed heavy lineup. You only got 2 true righties in this lineup. David Bishop, who's coming up, is one of them. So they're going to look to have a lot of success against Carson Montgomery, the right-handed pitcher.
Taylor with 7 stolen bases on the season. Standing there at first base. TCU last night was 0 for 8 with 2 outs. They were 0 for anything in a lot of situations. Parker Messick. Not going, swing and miss, 1-1.
Good fastball in the inside corner from Carson Montgomery.
Bishop in a little bit of a slump last few games, 0 for 10. 3 runs scored, couple of walks. See if we can get some 2-out magic here. Just did he go? Did. 1 and 2 now from Carson Montgomery.
It looked like it may have been the cutter that found the inside corner and had Bishop guessing.
That is not a siren. It is a fan at Kaiser Stadium. Leading the charge, the 1-2. Break it. Carry on. Was one of those. 3 for 5 last night. Last 11 games, hit 500. Carry on. This one to right. Luke Boyers has it for out number 1.
Carry on, seeing the ball well, you can tell. And inside that one, found the glove of Byers out in right field. First thing lineup, those feeling themselves.
And there's tonight with a 9-game hit streak. Have to wait for his next AB for that. That brings up Brett Roberts. Had a hit last night. Scored on a balk in the first inning to make it 2-0. Transfer from Tennessee Tech. Second team All Ohio Valley Conference last year. Just had him fooled there, 0-2.
Back-to-back breaking balls from Perez. First one drops in the strike zone for a strike. Is that one well out of the zone? Robert's going to want that one back.
0-2 to Brett Roberts. Fists that one to second. Ray Rogers has it. 2 away.
Like the sequence from Perez. You go breaking ball, bury the fastball in on the hands of Roberts. It's actually a pretty good job by Roberts of getting the ball in play. But a nice sequence there from from Marcelo Perez. He's got 2 quick outs.
TCU pitchers already off to a much better start than last night. About 2-0 at this point. James Tibbs, freshman now at the dish. State championship at Pope High School, and last night 1 for 2 at a double. Run batted in, scored a run. Walk, hit by pitch, a strikeout. He had a full day's work last night.
Yeah, he did. At all.
Again, we shift friendly. Here, Dick Hauser, the stats, the analytics say he's pulling this one to the right side. One to Tibbs.
Second fastball that Perez has spiked in this at bat. Stay away from Tibbs, it looks like, a little bit.
James Tibbs has reached base safely in 28 of his 29 starts. He did that again last night in a myriad of ways. Conversation there with home plate umpire Doug Vines.
Doug Vines turned around and signaled something to the press box. I can't tell what it was.
Mike Martin Jr., his 3rd season as head coach, of course, a longtime assistant under his father, and says when James Tibbs, when he goes bad, he's getting pole happy. Well, that's what TCU expects here with this shift. The 2-2. He's off the breaking ball. We're full.
We've gotten clarification that Marcelo Perez got a warning for taking too much time. Remember the 20-second action clock here in college baseball. Doug Vines not happy that Marcelo Perez going over that 20 seconds, so he got a warning a little bit ago.
The irony is the warning delays the game.
Yeah.
The 3-2.
Excellent point by you.
Taking too much time. Let me take time to tell you.
Right.
See energy here in this ballpark, and why not? Historic program, 43 straight postseason appearances, full count to Tibbs, who gets that one through the shift. So Sacco on the right side of second base, trying to make that play, could not. Gray Rogers as well, and a 2-out single.
Well, sometimes your good is just better than the shift. I mean, he lines this right past Sacco, who's the shortstop over there. He's got good range. He just can't get there in time. And then Rogers has no shot. Rogers is playing shallow right field. That's not even second base. I mean, basically playing with 3 infielders there. James Tibbs still beats it.
Tibbs on first. Now Jaime Ferrer lifts this one to deep right center field. Making the play on it is Nunez for out number 3. We go to the second. Both squads leaving a man on after a hit. Here with you, Carson Montgomery, back after his second inning of work after a 14-pitch inning, which included a strikeout. First inning against TCU. He will face the 5th, 6th, and 7th guys in the lineup, including Bobby Goodlow, who's getting his 13th start of the season. Just 12 hits on the year, hitting .255. Goodlow from Godley, Texas. 4 the last time he got action against Dallas Baptist with a couple of strikeouts. Lift this one down to left. James Tibbs over pursues. Lost it down the line. Goodlow scampers into second. Overthrow. Nobody home. And he's at third. That is some heads-up base running there by Bobby Goodlow, who got to second after the misplay in left and got to third when he realized no one was going to field that ball coming in.
James Tibbs just overruns this. Thinks it's going to tail away from him and actually gets pushed back into the field of play. He picks the ball up and immediately and instinctively throws it to second base. No one's there. Alex Terrell, the first baseman, has to field it. It's a really heads-up job of base running by Bobby Goodlow. It's a little bit of a lapse in concentration by Tibbs there.
Make one mistake and it turns into another. Count that as a double and then an E7 on the advanced base to third. So a leadoff double plus an error. Man on third. Nobody out here in the second for Curtis Byrne. Byrne back up the box, and TCU has a 1-0 lead.
Right fielder, number 6, Luke Boyer.
Burns just all over it. Up in the zone. The hard ground ball up the middle. And Matt, TCU's on the board for the first time in the series.
Lost 10-0 yesterday, up 1-0 today here in the second. And you talk about a team that flushes bad things quickly. That did not, last night's finish and last night's game did not impact the start of this one for TCU. And that just says a lot about what this Horned Frogs game and team is all about in their makeup.
Totally does. It's a resilient bunch. And, I mean, the experience of last week had to have played into their mind last night as they thought about the game, and then today just flushing the result and moving on.
Goodlow getting the start tonight. Got to get spot starts during the season. Start against Oklahoma State. It's Dallas Baptist. Didn't start last night. Gets the start and got this inning started off in a great way with a little help from Florida State. Byrne with the RBI single. That brings up Luke Boyers. Boyers, one of the two Horned Frogs that had a hit last night. Byrne not going. Now he is. Colton Vincent scampers to collect that one, but not after the free 90 feet.
Really sloppy inning for Florida State so far. I mean, you should have had an out with Goodlow. That ball should have been caught in left field. The Byrne hit was a good hit, but you're giving away free bases. Frustrating start of the inning for Mike Martin Jr.
Boyers hitting .253 on the season. Does have some swing and miss in him. 16 walks, 49 strikeout. But a 3-0 count here. Taken all the way, 3-1. Boyers has reached base 10 of his last 11 games. The 3-1. Trying to put a bunt down. Hit his bat twice. And that'll be a foul ball. 3-2.
Idea by Boyers. A little bit too much on top of it.
They only allow you to bunt the ball once.
Which you should get more, like you should get the ability to hit it twice. I mean, you foul it off of the ground, you pop it into play. I mean, takes a lot of skill, right?
Little cricket, bounce it down there and swing for the fences on the bounce up. That one fouled away.
We have this discussion in football all the time. When a kicker kicks the ball and it hits the upright, that's harder to do than kicking it through the uprights. It really is. I mean, the upright is smaller.
Kick it again. Florida State fans looking for a K here. They got one last inning. Don't get one here. That is 17th walk of the year for Luke Boyers. And now 2 on and still nobody out. And if you're Mike Martin Jr., you know, you're obviously not putting this on Carson Montgomery. There are some things out of his control. But if you're Carson Montgomery, you might be having flashbacks to your short outing last week against Clemson, where you only went an inning. Gave up a couple of hits, 3 earned runs.
And as you said, there's some things out of his control in this inning. But as a pitcher, it's your job to just bear down and start to make great pitches. With the wild pitch that allowed the runner to get to second, then a 4-pitch walk. Starting that off with a fastball for a strike. That's the way you want to start these at-bats when you're going through that tough stretch.
And Colton Vincent did get charged with a pass ball on that one that did get to the backstop. That one laced foul. Goodness for the netting there. 0-2 here.
Tough.
Ray Rogers.
Yeah. I mean that.
Yeah.
I don't know. If,
yeah, I know.
That's tough.
I know. I'm just rereading the stats.
Yep. It's your job to pay attention to the details. Tell us how things really are. It's my job to say, I don't know about that one.
You are the what should they be. I'm telling you what it is. Ray Rogers, 0-2. Breaking ball, fists that one. That'll be a double play. 6-3. Pitcher's best friend there for Carson Montgomery. Runner does advance to third, but really needed that. 2 down.
You said it. Really needed it. Breaking ball. 4-6-3. Big play.
Welcome those of you who just finished watching college softball. Welcome into college baseball here on ACC Network. TCU with a 1-0 lead here in the top of the second. They plated one here in this second inning. Catch you up to speed. TCU with a long fly ball to left, misplayed, credited as a double, and then the throw in was a bad one. And the runner for TCU, Bobby Goodlow, advanced to third. Next batter, RBI single. And a few batters later now, after a double play for Carson Montgomery, Sam Thompson hammers this one foul and out of play. 1 on, 2 out, and a 1-0 TCU lead after losing last night to a Florida State team 10-0. Parker Messick, 14 Ks. And more than 28 innings at Dick Howser Stadium that he has yet to allow an earned run. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Nation's leader in strikeouts added to the total last night. Just terrific. Looking forward to talking to him later on in this game.
And the ACC Pitcher of the Year has lived up to the billing. Carson Montgomery on the mound, the righty. Newer to the weekend rotation, started a ton of midweek games for Florida State, but Ross Dunn, who actually pitched last night, was the Sunday starter. They moved Bryce Hubbard to Sunday this week. Montgomery gets to start today.
Montgomery had a very short outing last week against Clemson. So according to Mike Martin Jr., he just said it made sense for him to go today, let Bryce Hubbard regroup a little bit after going 5 2/3 last Sunday. The last weekend, runs batted in, and the 10-0 Florida State dub. Albert snags that one, fouled away.
Reese Albert's really done a nice job for this team all year. So it had to feel good. 5 RBIs in a game. I mean, that's getting after it right there.
He only had 2 runs batted in his previous 12 games. He was 4 for 26 with 9 Ks in his previous 8 games. So last night certainly felt good for Reese.
And this Florida State team in the first inning seemed to be pretty locked in. But a couple of guys hit the ball hard. Didn't have anything to show for it, but coming off last night, the confidence that they certainly gained.
Reese's dad, Keith Albert, in the background. It's like Reese in the foreground. That beard on Reese will have that color in about 25 years.
There you go.
Reese to first. Bishop flips to Perez for the first out of the inning. Perez very steady here for a guy who was a former reliever, converted into a starter, and just a very even-keeled approach there on the mound.
Yeah, I would say methodical is the approach that we've seen, and we've seen a warning for taking too long, but he's a guy that looks very calculated with everything that he's doing up there. So far, he's been able to locate the fastball. Haven't seen a ton of breaking balls, but his fastball location has been excellent.
First pitch strikes to 4 of the 6 batters he has faced so far. TCU 3-0 in his last 4 starts. At least 5 innings in each of those. Facing Trayton Rank Freshman out of Buford, Georgia, swing and miss, 0-2. Had himself an eventful series against Clemson. Started at first base, played second, played third. Started at shortstop early in the season when Carrion was injured. He's played everywhere. You could put him anywhere. Pretty talented freshman out of Georgia. The 0-2. Big and miss. Hello, Marcelo Perez.
Been locating the fastball. You can see Curtis Burns asking for it up. Marcelo Perez hits the spot. Trayton Rank makes an aggressive swing. Swings right through it.
Perez pulling Rank. And now Logan Lacey at the plate. With 2 outs here in the second. And if there's a guy who could use a hit and use a good night at the plate, it is Logan Lacey. Last 6 games, 1 for 19, hitting .052 during that streak. 8 strikeouts, was 0 for 2 last night with a strikeout. Did turn a walk into a run with Terrell's home run, a 2-run shot. And those 2 guys, and you heard Mike Martin Jr. talk about it when we spoke with him, just saying we got to get Lacey and Terrell going. And if they can, this team just has a different feel to it.
He said, look, they're 2 of the most talented guys in the lineup. They are too talented not to hit well for us. And now's the time where you kind of got to start to get going as we creep towards the end of the season.
Fouls that one away, 1-2.
Let's go.
And you know, Matt, the thing that he talked about so much was just approach. It's like at this level, it's not typically about mechanics. It's about approach. It's about taking the right swings. It's about not trying to hit the ball out of the ballpark, not getting too pull happy. That's what he's looking for from Lacey and Terrell in particular.
Lacey to third. What a play! Taylor up with it as we enter the 3rd inning. Carson Montgomery, who had a very short outing last weekend against Clemson. Now here in the 3rd, that was scooped up by Carrion to get the leadoff batter, Elijah Nunez.
Shortstop, number 25, Tommy Sacco.
Elijah Nunez had himself a decent season. Same with Tommy Sacco. Flew out to right his last time up with a great play by Jaime Ferrer. 356 on the season. His 3rd year with the school after a couple of seasons at junior college.
Really developed into one of the best players in the Big 12. Fantastic defender. But his confidence this year, what Kirk Sarlos talked to us about, the fact that he's had some success and it's really propelled him after hitting just .231 a year ago.
I was saying it was just all about the mental side, and isn't it always? In a sport like this, where if you fail 7 out of 10 times, you're successful. That one fouled back 2-1, but said they just had to let him know and just infuse confidence and empower him to let him know you're not just a good defensive player. You can hit the ball. And he has bought in. He's made some changes as well. Worked on a little bit of a leg kick at the plate, more hands pre-pitch. See that leg kick there, and it's working. First hit of the night for Sacco.
You had a leg kick like that, it just really helps your timing. It gets everything in sync.
Third base
Guys need that more than anything. I mean, you have some success. Once you're being told, hey, you're a good player, you're a good hitter, you have some success, you start to believe it. It becomes that sort of self-fulfilling prophecy that your belief turns into more success. Sacco's turned himself into an all-conference type player.
Had a hit last night, has one today. Braden Taylor. Had a hit here earlier in the 1st inning. Left stranded after a big strikeout from Montgomery. Braden Taylor, mentioned 1st team All-American last year. Came out of the chute in his sophomore year. On fire, 7 hits in his first 3 games of this year's campaign. The 1-0. Runner goes, no, runner not go.
Happy Braden Taylor with the first, well, not the first, the second web gem of the game.
Yeah.
We had a diving catch by Ferrer earlier.
Good stop at third base from Taylor, and now pounds this one to center. It's going to drop right in front of Albert. Holding it second is Sacco. And now 2 on and 1 out. And the cleanup hitter, David Bishop.
Ball's hammered.
Number 12, David Bishop.
Fastball right down the middle of the plate, and Braden Taylor doesn't try and do too much. Just get the barrel on it, drive it to the outfield. Part of the development. Not trying to do more than he can do, or not trying to do too much with every single ball. He's excellent last year, but the consistency comes from seeing a ball, middle of the plate, down and in, not trying to hit out of the ballpark. Just hitting it 103 miles an hour off the bat to center field.
That will do it. We do have TrackMan. You're not guessing there. That's not a guess.
Although, had I been guessing, I would have guessed 101. I mean, that would have been my guess. I was a little off, but close.
We have the exact information fed to us statistically. That went in there for a strike, 0-2. Bishop struck out looking to end the first. His first time up. Montgomery with the 0-2. Swing and a miss. He goes down swinging this time. 2 away.
I think Bishop kind of got fooled here. The swing is so late. Goes the fastball right by him. May have been expecting a breaking ball. Carson Montgomery comes with the heat on the inside corner. Gets a second out.
His third strikeout of the afternoon. He's got 1 in each inning, and now Bobby Goodlow got things started auspiciously in the second inning. Fly ball to left, misplayed, turned into a double. Bad throw turned into a free base at third, and the next pitch he scored. That's why we're at this 1-0 TCU score. Had been 0 for his last 8 before that double. That one hit him. Bobby Goodlow on base again for another mistake. This one by Montgomery with the hit by pitch. And now the bases are loaded for Curtis Byrne, who has the lone RBI in this game.
Number 4, Curtis Byrne.
Montgomery snaps that one a little bit. Do that, just hold it a little too long, trying to be a little too perfect on the pitch. Down and in, hits it on the foot. It's a painful place to get hit to, unless it got that big old shin protector down there.
Guard, yeah. Just misses 1-0. Curtis Byrne, an RBI single in the second inning, I should say. Before last night, was on a tear, hit nearly 400 in his previous 7 games. Swinging a hot bat, but swinging through that one.
Great breaking ball on the outside corner and excellently timed. I mean, 1-0, he just hit a guy. You're thinking, all right, I'm going to get another fastball here. Carson Montgomery just snaps it off the plate on you.
Swing and miss again. They're on the inside corner, 1-2. And now this crowd is going to do what it can to help Carson Montgomery get out of this inning with a K.
So hard. You get the breaking ball on the outside corner when you're expecting fastball. Then you get a fastball that's riding in on the hands to a right-handed hitter in the low to mid 90s. That's such a tough sequence of pitches to deal with.
Bases loaded, 1-2 to Byrne. Swing and miss. Carson Montgomery with his 4th K of the day, 2nd of the inning. He gets out of the jam. FSU needs to score some runs. Carson Montgomery got out of that bases loaded jam. Roddy Jones, here's the pitch sequence.
You certainly did. You get the fastball down, then breaking ball on the outside corner sets up the next 2 pitches. You run that fastball in, Byrne swings right through it, go right back to it. Mid-90s fastball, but it's all set up by that breaking ball on the outside corner. Hitters expecting a fastball in that situation. You get the breaking ball, you're looking out, that fastball that comes in the mid-90s looks even faster, and then the placement, when you put it right there, I mean, it's going to be tough to deal with no matter what.
Put him there behind 2 players. It's hard to get a shot of him. There he is, Carson Montgomery, right-handed sophomore out of Windermere, Florida. Did his job. Now the hitters have to do their job. Alex Terrell had a home run last night. Mentioned he and Lacey have been dealing with their struggles at the plate as Marcelo Perez is now 6 of 8 with first pitch strikes. 5th year college baseball for Corral out of Davie, Florida. Transfer from Miami. ACC's home run leader back in 2019 as a sophomore with 19 bombs with the Canes. 4 seasons with Miami, earned his business degree, and now majoring in professional sales here at FSU. But count here at the bottom of the 3rd to Marcelo Perez. Corral just 1 for his last 22. His last 6 games. That one was a home run last night. Nearly struck out looking there. 2-2.
A couple of really good pitches from Perez. The breaking ball down and in, try and get Terrell to chase, and then trying to paint the corner with that fastball. Just barely misses.
The 2-2.
This is almost the exact same spot as the one before. Our camera is a little off center, so it's tough to see exactly if it clips the corner, but at least you're getting some consistency from Doug Vines behind the plate.
Back-to-back balls in the same spot. The full count. Breaking ball fouled away.
Go with the fastballs outside. We've seen him go with a breaking ball in. No on fastball in yet on Terrell. Looks like he's going to try and stay away from him again.
Outside, that one well off the plate. And a well-earned walk here for Terrell. Our featured ACC baseball game of the week.
Teams, your Florida State fans, happy to hear about that.
No. I was on the call last weekend for Georgia Tech Duke. I think they're still scoring in that one.
Yes, sir. As is just about every single Georgia Tech game this year, it seems like. Everybody scores.
One of the dirt gets stopped there by Byrne. 2-0 now here to Colton Vincent. Redshirt junior out of Palmetto, Florida. Transfer from College of Central Florida. Behind the All-American Matt Nelson last year. He's the guy here. 3-0.
Wonder if you're Marcelo Perez, how much that at bat from Terrell took out of you. You had some really close pitches, could have been called strike threes twice. You end up walking him. He fouls off a pitch. Now 3-0 here to the number 9 hitter, Colton Vincent.
Second 3-ball count. Both of them coming in this inning in their first strike. Vincent skies this one to right. Boyer's going back at the track, makes the catch. Back to first is Terrell. 1 away.
Nice job of battling back by Marcelo Perez. Vincent gave that a little bit of a ride, but down 3-0, you're just trying to throw the fastball on the outer half of the plate. He does it a couple times and ends up in a glove. So nice job of battling back after the walk to Terrell.
Yeah, 12 pitches this inning so far. He had 11 total pitches in the second, and 24 total coming into this inning. Carry-on will certainly make you work for it on the mound as well. Perez looked like he might have slipped there as he brushes off the rubber. Carry-on flew out to right his first time up. 3 hits last night. Hit .357 in the weekend series loss at Clemson. Hit .500 in his last 11 games. Carry-on hammers this one to right center field, and that one is gone off the top of the wall. Excuse me, Carry-on. That did hit the... Now Roberts eyes this one. Bishop gives way to Rogers. 2 away.
That is a Marcelo Perez has worked the breaking ball in early in at bats in this game. Started some hitters off. We've seen him do it. Some early counts too. Keep hitters off balance.
Hibbs skies this one shallow left. Brown coming on and makes the catch.
The flashback to last weekend, last Friday. It's Oklahoma State, but trying to return this team back to Omaha, a place where it hasn't been in a few years. Got very accustomed to going to Omaha. Haven't been there in a while.
5 College World Series appearances for TCU. Last coming in 2017. The back end of 4 straight appearances to Omaha. That is hard to do. Has turned into a powerful program in college baseball. They're part of the Southwest Conference back in 1996. That conference dissolved, and that led to them hopping around to 6 different leagues in a 20-year span. Now one of the best teams in the country, let alone the Big 12, and Gray Rogers puts that one out of the reach of Jordan Carry-On for a 1-out single. We showed this earlier, but TCU, some of their ups and downs that they've experienced. They had a 10-game stretch where they lost 7 of 10, and they were staring down the barrel of Texas Tech and Oklahoma State coming up. What'd they do? They swept Texas Tech, won 2 of 3 in Stillwater. In between that, they got swept by Dallas Baptist in a home-and-home series. Lost 10-0 last night, but not up and down. But they have moved into that regional host conversation because of those 2 weekends. Things can happen pretty quickly here in college baseball.
Especially when you get back-to-back series wins against top 5 teams, which they did against Texas Tech and Oklahoma State. Porter Brown's first at bat, hitting for Sam Thompson, who was the starting left fielder today.
Sam Thompson stared at a strike 3 in the second inning and had a couple of called strike 3s last night. Carlos not wasting any time there. Put Porter Brown in left field the following inning, and now Porter Brown up there at the plate. That big game experience too. Oh, sure, go ahead.
Yeah, just to continue talking about TCU and Kirk Saarloos. You know, you mentioned that they had not been to Omaha since 2017. Jim Schlossnagle, longtime head coach at TCU, really built this program. Kirk Saarloos worked under, goes to Texas A&M. And Saarloos had been very patient, been offered a number of jobs, including being very closely tied to the Stanford job after graduated from Cal State Fullerton, turned it down because he wanted the right fit, and TCU he felt like was the right fit for him. An excellent job so far this year.
Yeah, so he didn't necessarily want to move around. And, you know, when you're a guy who pitched at Cal State Fullerton, maybe you're not a Stanford guy, right? Maybe that's not where you want to go. Yeah, he was a
You also
great
mentioned the barbecue not as good in California as it is in Fort Worth.
Food is a way to the stomach, is a way to the man's heart. Porter Brown lifts that one. Deep left field. Still carrying, and it's gone! Porter Brown in a game where he did not anticipate, perhaps not even getting in this game, let alone in the first 3 innings. Always be ready, and he was.
And that was kind of one of those swings that you're just trying to take the right approach. You know, you see the ball on the outside corner in a 3-1 count. And you're just like, all right, I'm going to put a good swing on it. Maybe I'll drive it out. I'll drive it out to left center field, hopefully get a double, and that thing just keeps carrying and carrying and carrying.
Kind of hear that in my voice as that was going. It's like, here's a fly ball to the left. You know, you just didn't. It just did not have that feel of a home run until it cleared the wall.
It gave me the feel of the baseball. Like I feel like the baseball was a little surprised that it didn't up over the fence too.
Baseball right now is like Charlie from Lost. Where are we? Breaking ball in there. Strikes out Elijah Nunez. We're going to talk to Parker Messick coming up. Bottom half of next inning. Nation's leader in strikeouts. Carson Montgomery. Tough act to follow, but doing his job. 5 strikeouts so far, but does give up that home run. And there is Parker Messick. God bless you. God bless you again. He'll be with us next half inning.
Excited to talk to him. Mike Martin Jr. just could not say enough good things about the way he goes about his business. Kind of put him up as the example of a guy that every time he walks out there, he finds a way to have 3 pitches he's throwing well. And if he has the 4th, I mean, good luck. And it seemed like last night he probably had a 5th one going on. I don't know what was going on last night. But those performances are not rare for Parker Messick.
Last year's ACC Pitcher of the Year, Freshman of the Year. Swing and a miss. Tommy Sacco goes down on strikes, but not before Porter Brown lifts it to left. Roddy Jones
comes in. Just try and put a good swing on it. Drive it to the opposite field. It ends up over the fence. 2-run homer. Put your team up by 3.
Last night it was the Parker Messick show. The redshirt sophomore out of Florida doing things for Florida State. 7 innings, 14 strikeouts, tying a career high. On 109 pitches, gave up 2 hits, no walks. Last year's ACC pitcher and freshman of the year joining us now here for half inning as we watch this half inning of baseball here for Florida State. And Parker, just going back to last night, at what point in an outing like that do you realize, you know what, I got it going again here?
Yeah, it's funny because the start of that game in my bullpen, that was probably one of the worst pregame bullpens I've thrown in a while. And, you know, you get on the mound and you just got to flush it and just do what I normally do and just go in and compete. And that's my main goal every time. Just go out there and compete as best I can. So when I go out there and do that, usually all my stuff's working. When I have fastball command, all the other stuff plays off of it. So when I get the first K or two, I start feeling good and trying to get myself in a rhythm.
Parker, one of the things that Coach Martin told us is that you always find a way to have 3 pitches you can throw for strikes. Even when you have a bullpen like you had last night, how do you rebound to find those 3 pitches?
Yeah, I mean, I throw 4 pitches, and a lot of the times that a pitcher's not going to have all four of his pitches or all 5, whatever he has in his arsenal. And the bullpens that I really don't have feel for my stuff when I go into the game, I just make sure that I do a good job of flushing it and go in and try and attack with all 4, and then one of them usually eliminates it. And then last night it was the curveball for me. I had the curveball working really well and the slider wasn't, so I went fastball, changeup, curveball in it, and it worked well all night, and I was able to use it in different ways. And that's just kind of how I go about it sometimes.
Jaime Ferrer now at the plate here for Florida State as they try and get on the board here. It's a 2-1 count here as we talk to Parker Messick. Marcelo Perez doing a nice job here in the bottom of the 4th. Nearly hit him. 3-1 count here. Parker Messick in his last few starts, 20 2/3 innings, as you see the graphic here. A pair of 14 strikeout games. Just a couple of earned runs, and doing it at Dick Howser Stadium. I mean, the numbers: 28 2/3 consecutive scoreless innings at Dick Howser Stadium. Ferrer skies that one out of play. What is it about pitching in this stadium that even allows you to have even more success?
It feels like home. I mean, every time I'm here, I enjoy the crowd. I enjoy the animals of Section B, just everything about it. The dugout, the environment, the energy that our team gives. I mean, we just love playing here, and I love pitching here. It feels like home, and I love the environment.
Parker, you're not the only outstanding pitcher on this staff. I mean, you, Bryce, Ross, and Carson, who's starting today. What do you see your role as from a leadership standpoint with the rest of the staff?
My job as a Friday night guy is just to set the tone. I mean, every time I go out there and we play a good team like TCU, it's just to set the tone for the weekend. And I feel like that's a good, with the way I pitch and the energy that I pitch with, I feel like I do a good job of doing that. And then you have guys with stuff like, Ross done to come in and close it out behind me just with immaculate stuff. And then you have Carson going in with a completely different look. I think he's been up to 96, 97 today, and then to have Bryce come in and keep us in every game, and he got moved back to Sunday purely because of that fact, and he had a little sickness going on this week. But just the talent in this pitching staff is unreal, and I'm blessed to just say that I'm able to pitch on Friday nights and lead the charge and set the tone for the weekend.
Reese Albert now at the plate, 0 for 1 so far today. Big night last night. 5 runs batted in, had been in a little bit of a slump, so that was really good to see last night for Florida State as Jaime Ferrer leads off the first. You mentioned Ross Dunn. It's back in there last night. You guys combined for 19 strikeouts, a school record for most strikeouts without giving up a walk. What can you say about that back-to-back performance and what Dunn gave you last night?
Yeah, that was great to see out of him. I mean, I tried to fire him up when I went down there in the bullpen, gave him a little pregame speech, and he came in lights out. What it was like 5 Ks, I guess it was,
yep.
and no walks, just absolutely 1, 2, 3 to everybody. And that's how we do it. That's what we're coached to do, and that's what Jimmy likes us to do: attack the zone with all 3 pitches, and don't walk anybody, go right after him. I'd rather give up a hit than a walk any day, and that's kind of how we pitch, and it ended up working out pretty well for us last night.
Well, you guys lead the ACC in strikeouts per 9 and fewest walks per 9. As speaking of walks,
really slammed the door was just kind of a statement for him, and to show that he's still a huge part of the staff and that we're going to need him in the long run.
Frank fouls that one away. 1-1 now, 2 on here in the bottom of the 4th. 3-0 TCU's. We're talking to last year's ACC freshman and pitcher of the year, first-team All-American Parker Messick, left-hander with 14 Ks last night in the shutout win over TCU. The Seminoles getting shut out right now here in the bottom of the 4th. Trayton Rank trying to change that. Showing bunt offered at it. Now 1-2. Walk us through the strategy here, Parker. You're in the dugout. What are you seeing?
We just got to battle back. I mean, they put together some good at-bats. They're hitting fastballs, and if they see off speed up, they're hitting that. So we just need to do a better job of not chasing pitches, take our walks, and capitalize with runners and scoring pitches. And I think that's something we did really well last night, and we haven't quite done yet tonight. But we're a lot of times a late hitting team, and we like to make things interesting sometimes and make nice little comebacks. So hopefully we don't wait too long and we do it early, but we got a lot of fight in us, and we know this is a really good team, and these are really important games for us. So we'll have fight for 9 innings if that's what it takes, but hopefully we can just make good swings at good pitches and keep them off the scoreboard with our pitching staff. And I think Carson's going to go back out there locked in, and if we have to go to the pen, we have a lot of arms left in the pen.
Trayton Rank go down on strikes. Parker, I've been wanting to ask you this question, and I'm excited to ask you. I know that you're going to give us a great answer as a teammate and all that stuff, but you swung the bat some last year. No at-bats so far this year. 2 questions. Are you taking BP still, and how much do you want to take some hacks at the plate?
Occasionally, yes, I want to take some hacks. The games that the offense is struggling, I want to go in there, but I know it's not my role this year. My role is the Friday night starter, and I don't need to hit this year. Obviously, they put up 10 runs. This offense knows what they're doing this year, so I don't have to do too much work on the offensive side, but I will take a few occasional hacks if we have a pitcher's beeps, and we get pitcher's beeps if we get a shutout. So hopefully, if we win the series, we get pitcher's beeps, and me and Ross Dunn over here can show them how to hit home runs.
Yeah, I mean, look, Shohei Ohtani's doing it at the big league level. You got to go to meet and say, "Hey, look, coach, look what's going on there. I can help us out."
He gave me the opportunity last year, but after I started dropping down to about a 230 average, it was time to hang it up and let the other guys do the work.
Yeah, Davis Hare was hitting as well. Had a big pinch hit 2-run single last year against Clemson. Now he's obviously one of your guys in the staff coming out of the pen. 0-1. Give us the scouting report, or at least what you've seen from Marcelo Perez. You probably like what you see, but he's doing a good job so far.
Yeah, he's doing a great job of limiting damage, and we knew this entire pitching staff was going to be really talented, and they're going to have a lot of good stuff. And right now he's doing a really good job at limiting damage, even when runners in scoring position, runners on base, and we have. Man, that was a nice
Lacey again. Oh, Lacey again is robbed. Last time he was up, Parker, Braden Taylor made that diving catch. Lacey can't buy a hit right now, Parker Messer.
That's what happens when you're in a little hole, man. He's barreling balls right now and can't find a hole, but, he's a talented hitter, and the more he barrels balls, I can guarantee you that they're going to start finding holes and get him back on a hot streak. But that's just another example of defense making a big play and him getting big outs when it's needed.
Braden Taylor laying out for this one right on the line. I don't know what Logan Lacey did to Braden Taylor to have him just rob him like that twice. I mean, it's kind of rude. But Parker, I want to ask you really quickly about playing a team like TCU in the middle of the season. I mean, usually finals week, so I hope finals went well for you.
Absolutely.
But then playing a top 25 team in TCU, what does that do for you guys as a team late in the season?
Yeah, we love the challenge. We knew they were a fantastic team all the way up and down, and, we love the challenges. We like to be challenged late in the season, early in the season, all the way around. And, this is a testament to who we're going to be as a team. And, we made a statement on Friday, but hopefully we can follow it up today and, bounce back and get a big series win, whether that's, the rest of this game or even tomorrow. But, yeah, we just like being challenged. The better teams you face later in the season, that shows truly, the type of teams and the caliber of teams you're going to be playing in the playoffs, and it kind of gives you an evaluation of who you are as a team. And, we love being challenged, so the better teams we can play, the better for us.
Breaking ball, 2-1. We've been told, I don't know if this is true, so we're just going to do a fact check with you, that your mother, it's really hard for her to watch you pitch.
Yeah,
is that accurate?
Yeah, she never watches. She comes to every game, but she'll sit and she goes in like the tunnels in the breezeway and gets to know all the security workers and the concession stand workers, and hangs out and does a lot of prayer and listens to music and just and always tries to just make sure that she does her part. She considers it her part. If she's not watching me, it's good luck. To us. It may be our little thing, but it works. So we're gonna keep doing it.
I mean, that is
He has yet to see you pitch. That's good.
It's great. It's great that she's dedicated to the cause and helping you, but she's missing a heck of a show, man. I mean, the ACC pitch of the year a year ago.
She
She'll watch
catches
it
on
after
TV.
the fact.
Yep, always
That's
watches it
right.
on TV after.
Oh, there you go. That's great. That's great.
2-2 here. Alex Terrell. See if Alex hit a home run last night.
Oh, boy.
That one is high, 3-2. Terrell had a good at-bat in the third, drawing a walk, unable to score. All right, what's he going to see here, Parker?
I think challenge heater. I think he's been throwing it really well, and I hope Alex is on time for it, honestly. I'd love to see one over the circus tent right now.
2. Well, the bat almost went over the circus tent.
Challenge heater.
Yeah, you
Right.
called it. Where'd the bat end up? He gets the heater.
Heading.
Bat ends up down the first baseline. More pine tar on there. All right, Parker, take us through it. As a pitcher, 3-2, you go heater, he fouls it off. He looks like he's on time with it. What are you thinking?
Honestly, for me, I rely a lot on my off speed in this situation. Well, you know what? I actually can't say that. I'll throw a few 3-2 fastballs too. It's kind of a mixture of what I'm feeling. If he was on the fastball, I'd probably throw a changeup here. You know, it might probably be my go-to 3-2.
Oh, and the numbers of 116 strikeouts and 12 walks. I just don't get that. With how good these hitters can be in such an offensive year it has been in college baseball, as Braden Taylor flies out. Last 3 games, 36 strikeouts, no walks. I mean, come on, it's disgusting.
And your point about the league is a great one, because you look up and down the stats in this league, and there's some of the best offenses in the country. And I'm just talking about, 1 or 2 teams. You got 3 teams in the top 11 in hitting, and you're doing that against people like Georgia Tech, who's an excellent hitting team. Louisville is an excellent hitting team. Wake Forest is an excellent hitting team. NC State and Notre Dame, when they're hot, they are hot, and he has pitched excellently against every single one of those teams.
It is going to be fun to watch him Friday night, May 13th, ACC Network Extra, when Miami comes to town.
Well, the pitching matchup maybe of the year was when Florida State played Notre Dame, and you had John Michael Bertrand on one side and Parker Messick on the other. That thing was 0-0, went to extra innings because those 2 guys were so good.
3-0 now from Montgomery. The bullpen, and who's up for Florida State? Wyatt Burwell, one of those, left-handed, and a 4-pitch walk.
DH number 18, Bobby Goodlow.
Andrew Armstrong was also up there, sophomore left-hander.
Florida State hasn't quite found the hit. Marcelo Perez has done a nice job dodging some trouble. Hasn't quite found the hit on the offensive side. So Carson Montgomery has been keeping them in the game. Obviously, he's given up some runs, but it's really because he's avoided the walks so far.
5 strikeouts for Carson Montgomery. He'd give up that 2-run home run to Porter Bryant as well tomorrow. Goodlow's been on base both times. A strike. That double in the second, which probably should have been a fly out. Misjudged in left, dropped. He went to third on a errant throw. And wound up scoring on the next pitch on an RBI single from Curtis Byrne, who was on deck.
straight balls. Montgomery gets one over the plate. Sort of a part of the outing where getting up there in pitches, maybe a little fatigue setting in, but she's got to battle through it on the pitch that you can locate.
Good luck. Puts good wood on it. That one goes to left. Tibbs chasing it down. Round. Infield with those on the grass for the most part. Second and first. Trying to protect this 3-0 deficit here and prevent any insurance run scored here for TCU.
Oh, that big slider there, just diving the back leg of Curtis Byrne. That was one of my least favorite pitches to hit. Slider from a left-handed pitcher.
That'll do it again. 1-2. Curtis Byrne 0 for 3 last night with a strikeout. Has struck out already today. That one coming in the third to Carson Montgomery. That one in the dirt. Good stop there by Vincent.
Was an excellent stop by Vincent. But we don't often think about those catchers as athletes. That's not true. As athletic. That was an athletic play right there. You got to be athletic to be a great stop behind.
In the dirt, he can run. They'll throw to get the out. And a nice play there by Vincent. Had to check back at third to make sure that the runner Bishop wasn't cheating his way down to home plate. And now 2 outs.
See the defensive proficiency by Vincent. Scurries away just a little bit. There's that peek to third. Easy toss to first base. When he's the most polished of the defenders behind the plate for Florida State, got a guy like that, it gives you the confidence to throw that slider down in the dirt. Heavy dose of the off speed, Curtis Byrne.
Brock Mathis also catches for this team, provides a little more pop in the bat, but when it comes to defense, Vincent has a slight edge there. And now Luke Boyers 0 for 1 tonight. 2 away and a huge out upcoming. This is a very important batter here for Wyatt Crowell. Just misses on the outside corner. The animals in the house don't like that one.
Thought that one might have clipped the edge of the plate. When you come out dealing the way Crowell did, you expect to get that call.
2-2.
That was nasty. That thing just dove out of the plate. Spin rate of 2,700. Anything over 25 is good. When you're approaching 3,000, that's big league type spin.
Pressure on Vincent here. Got to be prepared for another drop. Swing and miss strike 3 here with first base open. Doing a good job as the backstop here. Now 3-2. 2 outs.
Well, Matt, I'm going to go Parker Messick here, and the off speed's been working for Crowell. Wouldn't be surprised to see that slider.
Oh, Roddy Messick. TCU.
Out, and then it kind of leads to a great play, another strikeout, and you get nothing out of the inning. I think it's just execution for Florida State.
Vincent fouls this one out. Singing the Canadian national anthem here. The fans are here in the bottom of the 5th. Now Now folding up the flag. The 1-2 count here for Colton Vincent, trying to get things started here. The 9-hole hitter in there for a strike. Fourth of the day for Marcelo Perez.
It's a perfect fastball. Couldn't walk that up to the plate any better. Right at the knees on the outside corner. Looks like it crosses right at the top of the knees. Marcelo Perez, fourth strikeout, as you said. 74 pitches. He has done a really, really nice job, particularly down at the bottom of the lineup.
Carry on now up. Skies this one. Is this going to reach the seats? He's hoping it does. And it will. You mentioned Marcelo Perez. Got drafted, mid-round pick there by the Angels. And Kirk Sarlo said, hey, they offered him good money. And Perez went to him and said, what should I do? And Sarlo said, I'm not telling you what to do. When money's involved, this is your future. I'm not going to tell you. This is your decision. And he essentially said, Coach, I'm not ready to leave. I don't want to leave. And they are thrilled to have him back.
Very mature decision by that young man. Come back, work with one of the best pitching coaches in the country, who ends up being your head coach. But the fact that he was able to adjust from the bullpen to being a starter about a month ago, probably the most impressive thing in the season for him.
Swing and miss by Carry on 1-2. And you heard Kirk Sarlos talk about the Marcelo Perez, and this is his fourth career start. His last one came about a month ago. The circumstances surrounding him entering this weekend rotation were almost by chance, as he gets Carry on there, and Carry on's very upset. Can't feel very good, getting hit right in on the hands, maybe the wrist. As he clutches that left wrist, he will head to first.
Make it hurt. Let's go. Put your best swing off up there. Swing your best swings. Come on.
See, on the inside corner, Curtis Byrne is set up. Gets away from him upstairs. It's always a dangerous place to get hit. There's so many little bones in the wrist and the hand. You know, all it takes is a little chip on a bone. Really impact you, but he has been one of the hottest hitters in the entire country the last 9 games. And that 9-game hitting streak, hitting .500. And he's already got that wrist taped up, so.
Right, hit him right on the tape. Yeah.
Probably bothering him coming into the game.
Got a 10-game hit streak now. Had a double in this third inning off of the fence in right center field. Yeah, hitting .500 over his last 10 games. That average jumped from around 209 to 298 over that stretch. Now Brett Roberts will step in with Carry on first. Roberts has grounded out and popped up here in his first 2 at-bats. There for a strike. But to finish the story on Perez, he had a midweek start lined up. And he was playing catch, a few days before and was getting dizzy and nauseous. And turned out he had a concussion from the weight room that morning. So he wound up missing that midweek start because of the concussion that they found out he had. So then there's Sunday guy the next weekend. Cam Brown didn't have it, had a short outing. Marcelo comes into the first inning, goes 6 2/3. I said, you know what? I think we've found a weekend guy here.
And to be honest, they've needed him because their Friday night starter, Austin Krob, is just now getting back into the swing of things after being out for over a month. So he is available. We'll probably see him at some point.
Roberts gets into this one. This was deep left field, and it is at the fence. It goes! with his 4th home run of the season. And that 2-run shot puts Florida State on the board and within 1.
After the fireworks from Brett Roberts, the light show, and then the tomahawk chop. He got all of this one. This was one of those you knew off the bat it had some carry to it, the way Perez reacted, the way Roberts reacted. And I actually thought that Thompson had a pretty good shot at it. He had it measured out there in left field. Excuse me, not Thompson, that's Porter Brown. He had it measured out there in left field, and that one just too far. Find the glove.
Now Florida State now finding itself offensively. That wasn't the first hard hit ball Florida State has hit today. It was the first one that produced a run, and now James Tibbs, with the bases empty as Carry-On continues to look at his wrist. Got hit by the pitch. Can ill afford to lose him for any frame of time. He missed first 3 games of the year with a little hip flexor that he suffered in preseason camp, but he has been good to go. Has made some good adjustments. Got hit. Roberts got a hit, a big one, and it's 3-2.
Carry-On was just showing off the souvenir that he got. And how about our boy going over and giving some love to Brett Roberts? Parker Messick, I feel like we can call him our boy now. And a half inning with him.
Yeah, once you have a long conversation with someone, he turns into your friend very quickly, whether he likes it or not.
That's how you and I became friends.
That's right. It's one long convo. 2 to Tibbs is low. You wonder how much longer Perez will go as well. He's gone at least 5 innings his last 4 starts. Here we are in the 5th, and pitch number 80 upcoming. Two. A big win at Oklahoma State last week. Win against Texas Tech. Pair of top 5 wins for Marcelo Perez last couple of weekends. Florida State looking for a top 20 win this season. This weekend they had one last night. Looking for another attempt. Looking for another bomb.
Pitches. 2 pitches that he let go. And you have to credit the Florida State hitters, Brett Roberts and James Tibbs, a lot because they took full advantage.
Marcelo Perez, 4 1/3, 5 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. Jaime Ferrer gets into that one, puts a charge in it to right. Warriors has it preceding the warning track for out number 2.
Pretty excited. I thought Ferrer might have made it back to back to back. Dies out there for the warning track.
100 feet shy of the bomb hit by Tibbs. And now Reese Albert. The head-on Fat Albert. I don't know if kids today know who that was. Reese Albert now at the plate.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say absolutely not. No way.
Right?
Much different physique from that Reese Albert than the.
Loved watching that growing up. This is Fat Albert with a PH. With how he did last night. Reese Albert's 3 hits, 5 runs batted in. It's high career high.
3 hits, 3 hits. Hit, hey.
Well done. Well done.
Luke Savage to tuck in the jersey in the front. Doug Vine's running a tight ship here today.
It is. There's a pitch clock and there's a dress code. We must follow both.
Sounds like my youth.
High pitch walk here. Nope. Hit by pitch. See where it got him.
Yep, flips him on the shin. Down and in. Ball four anyway.
Yep.
As a pitcher, like I kind of feel like that's a relief a little bit, because in the stats, you know, we do strikeout walk ratio. We don't do strikeout hit by pitch ratio.
That is true, although those numbers are bumping up here for Savage. Second hit by pitch, 2 hit by pitches last week against Oklahoma State in the 2 2/3, and now 1 here tonight. Jackson Green pinch hitting now for Trayton Rank.
You know, it's a drastically different look from Marcelo Perez. Savage comes from that low angle, that looping breaking ball. Everything's gonna run because of that arm angle.
Green skies this one to right. Boyers against the wall, jumps up and makes the catch. The state phenom. Heisman winner Jameis. Pretty cool.
It is really cool. Not only was he a Heisman Trophy winner for the football team, had a high 90s fastball for the baseball team as well, and the perseverance to eventually get your degree when he's made a lot of money. It's commendable. It's a good weekend for Jameis, because you got Chris Olave on Friday, on Thursday too.
That'll do it.
So it's a good weekend.
Ran a sub 4.3 40. Combine. Olave, a good addition there for Jameis Winston coming off that injury. Sub 4.44, excuse me. 4.3 is very quick. I could do that though. Ground out the second. Here to start out the 6th inning for Gray Rogers. The All-ACC team will be in South Bend for the ACC Women's Lacrosse Championship semifinals. Postgame show after the first semi at 3 Eastern. They'll also look ahead at the second semi. Then at 7:30, they'll be back to break that one down, look ahead to the championship game. Highlights, interviews with players and coaches, usual expert analysis you expect from ACC Network. You got North Carolina, Notre Dame, Virginia taking on Boston College. North Carolina's Scotty Rose Groening, 5 goals in the win. Quarterfinal win. Notre Dame 8 goals on 8 shots in their first quarter against Duke to get their win.
Big upset in turning in Notre Dame over Duke.
And you had a big upset over Syracuse. Rachel Clark 6 goals and an assist. Congratulations to her and the Hoos. Caitlin Wiseman for Boston College. 5 goals on 6 shots against Virginia Tech. The semifinals are set. Porter Brown, last time he was up, lifted a fly ball out. It was a 2-run shot to left field that caught everyone by surprise. Last year's Big 12 Tournament Championship MVP gave TCU a 3-0 lead. This is what it looked like. Video proof that we're not lying. Porter Brown. Pop fly to left. No, that wasn't a pop fly. That was a deep shot and gone.
Actually, it was not a terrible pitch by Carson Montgomery. Probably got a little too much to the plate, but it's down at the knees, and the power from Porter Brown.
Swing and miss. That is a nasty pitch from Wyatt Crowell.
He's been able to snap that slider, especially when it's down in the zone, comes out, or falls out. He's really been dealing. That fastball's been explosive. The slider has been nasty. Really like what Wyatt Crowell has done.
Got 3 of the last 4 batters he has faced. Really came in to limit that damage. They had 2 on and 1 out. He struck out Curtis Byrne. He struck out Luke Boyers. And that thread, and that was huge because a base hit there makes it 5-0. And no matter what Florida State did, I mean, a couple home runs last inning, they're still trailing. Instead, he held them in check, and we are tied at 3 in the 6th.
4 batters he's faced. He's got 7 swings and misses. The vast majority of those on that slider that we were just talking about.
Top of the order, Elijah Nunez showing bunt. Did not look like he went 2-1. Has not gotten on base tonight. That's a good thing for Florida State because when he does, he drives pitchers crazy. He's got 20 stolen bases this season. He just changes the game when he gets on base.
Rick Sarlos talked to us about the fact that he's kind of a pest. He started to bunt a little bit more. Obviously runs a lot, but this TCU team has not been able to get past Florida State pitching a lot today.
State pitching has been terrific. Nunez not chasing there. And for pitching coach for Florida State, Jimmy Bellinger, and this Florida State pitching staff, 28 Ks and just a couple of walks. Those 2 walks were today. Last night, 19 strikeouts. Nice.
I don't remember what the score was, but the Thunder won. So that's it.
Sacco. This one with 2 outs. And Crowell gets it done. Roy and Roddy Jones's soccer adventures coming up. Plus, can Florida State break this tie? We're in the 6th. 7, 8, 9 batters due up. Cannot wait for the College World Series. Might we see TCU and or Florida State there? Kirk Saarloos has been there as an assistant coach, pitching coach here for TCU. He's been there as a player as well when he was with Cal State Fullerton. We'll show you that in a little bit. As Logan Lacey, boy, he has put Goodwood on everything he has touched. That one is safe. Now, if Braden Taylor had gotten him out that time, Logan. Luke Savage in a little bit of trouble here in the 6th. Good miss.
Burn behind the plate might have been a little crossed up on that one, sort of awkwardly fielded it. But Savage after giving up the double. By the way, no one went out to check on Luke Savage, did they, after he took that ricochet? I mean, he went right back to it. We missed it.
Last name like that, no worse for wear. 1-2. 2-2 here. Savage. Sophomore out of Plano, Texas. Breaking ball. Vincent back up the box. Sacco to first. Runner advances, but now 2 down. And the top of the order, Jordan Carrion now up with the go-ahead run 90 feet away.
You're Jordan Carrion climbing into the box. You've got to be thinking off speed early in this at bat. Luke Savage has been flipping that breaking ball, try and get ahead of these hitters. If you're going to be aggressive early, you're looking breaking ball on the outer half and then reacting to that fastball. Oh, he just missed with it on that one.
Around riding a 10-game hit streak, has a double. That one coming back in the third, hitting .500 over his last 11 games. Carrion fists this one into left field. Brown has it for out number 3. Round pick from the New York Jets. And by all accounts, what a steal there, and looking forward to see what he can do here in the Big Apple.
Certainly are. May have won best dressed at the draft, too. I mean, I don't know what you think of the suit. I think Kayvon Thibodeau. I was a big fan of what Ike Ekwonu was wearing. I don't know if you get into the fashion part of the draft, Matt, but big part of it.
Ekwonu looked good. Ekwonu's family lives in my neighborhood, too. I felt embarrassed that I didn't know that until after the draft. Like, that's just, I'm not a good neighbor.
After the draft?
Didn't know he lived right around the corner.
Kid's a star. He's from Charlotte. I mean, it's a small.
He's been at NC State. You know, he's been at NC State for 4 years.
You didn't see him walking down the street?
I think I would notice if he was walking around, yeah.
Who are these giant brothers that are Division I football players walking the dog?
Congrats to my neighbor. I think he won it. Cool to stay in Charlotte, though. Carolina Panthers, ACC pick. And that Jets draft with Johnson and Sauce Gardner and Garrett Wilson there in that first round.
Highlight of the year for the Jets.
All downhill from here. Braden Taylor. Now up 1-2 count here. Wyatt Crowell has done a real nice job here. That is strikeout number 4 for Crowell since he came into the 5th.
Fastball breaking ball for Crowell. That breaking ball has been fantastic. He's been able to locate it too. When he's wanted to throw it for a strike, for the most part he has. He's got guys to chase a lot on it. That one was kind of a combination of both. Likely would have been strike 3 anyway. Taylor chases.
Bishop now at the plate. Couple of strikeouts and a walk. TCU tonight in this game 2 of this 3-game series. A pair of top 30 RPI teams entering the weekend. Charlos and TCU saying we're treating this like a regional where we got sent to Tallahassee. Or like a super regional where you're only playing one team. And you can't get eliminated on Saturday. Fly out 2 away. Mentioned Kirk Sarlos has been to the College World Series as a coach, assistant for TCU, and a player. It's really good there for Cal State Fullerton on George Wharton. A couple of stops there in Omaha in the College World Series. Nearly 358 strikeouts in his 4-year career with Cal State Fullerton. He's also tied, he's top 10 all-time in saves as well. So he got it done. His junior campaign, sub 2.4 earned run average. Senior year was 2.18 ERA, 15 wins, 135 Ks. He knows a thing or two about pitching, and a related story, he's a good pitching coach.
He is. 7 years, pro ball as well. He told us a funny story of being in Omaha, and they lost to Stanford one of his years when they were at Omaha, was rumored to have been in the running for the Stanford job, and he kind of gave us like, that couldn't go to Stanford. They beat me in the College World Series.
Yeah, there were some other factors. I mean, state income tax, all those financial things. But yes, it is expensive, to live there. But yeah, Stanford eliminated us. Why would I want to go there? Good guy, Kirk Sarlos. Good sense of humor. Swing and
he was very fun to talk to. Love it when you get the pitchers in game and you can ask them, hey, what are you thinking here? What would you do? Because they're usually spot on.
Really like to have Parker Messick just mic'd up, and then we just go to him on a big pitch.
Absolutely. Fantastic.
Now, I don't know if he'd want to listen to us the whole time.
Maybe we can give him like a beeper, like an old school beeper, and we can beep him and let him know that we're coming to him shortly.
First, we'd have to tell Parker Messick what a beeper is.
Right. You better off sending him a Snapchat.
We're gonna DM you when it's your time.
There you go. You know, the thing I love about Parker Messick when he's on the mound is his competitiveness, and you can see that evidenced by the way he pitches, and it's perfect for Friday nights. That's why I think he's so good at home, because he pitches with emotion and he comes right at guys, and then the fans get into it and he feeds off that.
Roberts draws the walk to lead off the seventh. Yeah, 28 2/3 consecutive scoreless innings at Dick Howser Stadium for Parker Messick after his performance last night. They don't need his bat as much this year. Don't need the left-handed bat. They used him last year a little bit. Was a semifinalist for the John Allrood Two-Way Player Award. But this year he said, you know what? They don't need me yet. TCU needs a new pitcher. Right now, Luke Savage.
The Twitter account, Would It Dong on Twitter?
I don't, but I will now.
Well, it tells you whenever someone in the majors hits a home run, it tells you how many parks it would have been a home run in. So like there's some times where it's like, hey, you hit one out of, SunTrust Park, and it would have been a home run in 3 out of the 30 parks. Well, the one that James Tibbs hit out, I'm confident in saying it would have been a home run in every park in the entire country.
Well, Brian, our statistician tonight, says yes, it's official. He loves the Twitter account. He says yes, it would have been out in all 30 parks.
Well, the best are the ones where it's like it's only a home run in Yankee Stadium.
The short porch. That's
the short porch and right.
One here to Tibbs. Ball misses, 2-1. Here's what Tibbs did in the 5th. It would have been a home run in every major league park.
Maybe every college park as well. Some of the quirky dimensions. I'm gonna step out on a ledge and say, however many teams are how many teams are there? 330, 280, however many there are.
A billion.
There's a lot. It would have been a home run in all of them.
3-1 here to James Tibbs. Brett Roberts drew the leadoff walk. Austin Krob is in. Krob, he got that appearance against Oklahoma State. Really was effusive in his praise for the doctors and staff. Said if it wasn't for them, he wouldn't be pitching this year. Came back and comes in and gets Tibbs to pop out. 1 away. Out for TCU and Austin Krob.
Yeah, it really was. Nice job going up in the zone for Krob. Gibbs under it. Probably chased a lot of strikes on there, too. But that's what you bring Krob in for. You know, like he is such a weapon that you can play. So it'll be really interesting to see what happens as they go in the season, because if you need TCU needs him to start. Once he stretches out a little bit, obviously they should be able to late May. But the bullpen they use all over.
Ferrer, that gets through the third baseman Taylor, who's been solid all game. Just gets under the glove. Two on here with one out.
Logan Lacey's going to be asking Ferrer, teach me your ways of getting it by. Braden Taylor hits it in the perfect spot.
Reese Albert at the plate. Walked in the fourth, hit by a pitch in the fifth. 5 runs batted in last night. Drove in 5 of the 10. Could drive in 1 potentially with a base hit here. Hey, Reese Albert is up. In there for a strike. Couple of good pitches there from Crow. Again, that's Fat Albert with a PH for Reese.
Fans are more like, hey, hey, hey. Those pitches to start Reese Albert off. Two. Surprised to see that slider diving out of the zone, see if we can get Albert to chase.
Not dive far out of the zone. Albert was able to pull that one foul.
See behind the plate, Byrne wanted it down. That one left up. Albert way out in front.
Roberts at second. Ferrer at first. Reese Albert, the 0-2 from Crow. Fist that one in the left. Roberts is going to round third. Roberts is going to score! 4-3, Florida State. It was a good throw from Porter Brown. A decent tag by Byrne. But Roberts showing off the speed and sliding under the tag. FSU with the lead.
And it's a good job by Albert, just fisting this one, muscling it out to the outfield. Mike Martin Jr. coaches third base, and as soon as that ball's hit, that windmill's flying from the right arm. And the speed of Roberts gets in ahead of the tag. Florida State with the clutch hit in the bottom of the 7th.
Roberts making it happen. Led off the inning with a walk. Remember, he hit that 2-run home run in the 5th after a couple of at-bats that were fairly lackluster in the 1st and 3rd inning. He comes back, creates some havoc on the base pass after that leadoff walk. Walk turns into a run. And
get those down a little bit more. Be a different challenge with a right-handed hitter.
Two to Jackson Green. Base hit here. Provides insurance. Breaking ball in there for a strike. Doug Vines rings up Jackson Green. 2 down.
Another breaking ball. This one up in the zone as well. Green doesn't offer at it. Catches the outside corner. Doug Vines brings him up one-handed. The height was not the issue. Green thought it was off the plate on the outside, off the outside part of the plate, but nonetheless, 2 outs.
Let me ask you a question. What are the chances Logan Lacey grounds this one to third or some way, shape, or form?
If I'm Logan Lacey, you're taking a Derek Jeter swing. Hands tight to the body, inside out. You are going nowhere near Braden Taylor.
Nothing pull side here for Logan Lacey. He has been retired 3 times. He has been retired 3 times by Braden Taylor at third base. And for a guy who's in a slump, just do not hit it to number 55.
TCU is burying the ball inside on him. Almost forcing him to pull the baseball.
One to Lacey. Lacey doesn't hit this one to third. Hits a rocket shot.